Excellent.
There we go.
So, onto the Rift for game 2.
Yeah.
Seeing a ping coming down on both the bot and the top and both the top opposite sides of jungle from both teams. Yonseni pinging onto the Karolinerna red buff, and Karolinerna pinging onto the Dragon Pit down on this bottom side. All 5 members of Karolinerna waiting.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
And Hellman could be under threat here. Oh, the magical journey into the bush. Hellman gonna get dove on. Ignite is thrown down, and Hellman is just destroyed. Elonomics picking up the kill, though.
That was brutal. I will say
really nicely played level 1.
Yeah. Obviously, though, kill does go to Elonomics, which isn't quite who you want the early kill to be going to.
Definitely not.
And an Ignite burned as well.
Yeah.
But
So
obviously,
it weakens the lane pressure a little bit from this Bard Ezreal. But it is unfortunate that the gold goes over to the Bard as well. Dark Seal picked up for Elonomics. We could see another fight here. Evil Eye and Clubbarn going to face check into 3. Evil Eye diving into Loftition, but is going to get taken out by Yonseni.
And that's
the Viego gets himself rolling.
Yeah. And they are going to steal the red buff as well.
Yeah. Stealing away that red buff, really going to set behind the Karolinerna jungler. I'm going to have to go off your stream again because mine not able to work because internet speeds are fun. But just standard trading by the looks of things so far everywhere else. 1-for-1, very active early game from both sides. We do love to see it. And yeah, I'm very, very intuitive level 1, and it's now an invade here from Clubbarn, but he's going to get chained up. Loftition picks that one up with the chains.
Yeah.
So Clubbarn still 0 CS, nearly 2.5 minutes in. The Lee Sin really not working out in this second game.
Yeah, and it's just a very unfortunate pick to go behind in the early game. You are an early game jungler. You have so much pressure towards the start of the game, and suddenly all of that pressure is now completely dissipated.
Yeah, I mean, it also means that your laners are just that much more vulnerable, and that's not what you want to have, especially when you have a Kassadin in the mid lane.
Yeah. And a huge amount of pressure, though, goes for Yonseni as well. He knows exactly where everyone will be.
Well, and he just has a massive tempo advantage.
Yeah.
In that jungle matchup. Looking into the mid lane and doing exactly what we wanted to see from draft, zoning Invulnerables away from as much golden experience as he can, delaying the Kassadin scaling for as long as possible. And
forcing a flash pre-6 as well.
Yes, makes that Kassadin extremely gankable.
Yeah.
Evil Eye really not having the best of times here in the top lane versus Falio. Falio taking a turret shot, though, evening up the trade. As both of these top laners not really got too much HP to work with. Yonseni potentially going to try and sneak in here onto Evil Eye. Don't know if he can quite cancel the recall. Forces the flash out. As Hellman is poking away. Evil Eye not too long for this world, I do not believe. Might look for a trade kill onto Falio. Forces the flash away from the Mundo. But Evil Eye going to be chased down. Might even try and execute to give the kill over to the Mundo. Is going to do just that. Falio picks up that kill. Loftition had roamed up as well, so actually not a terrible play there from Evil Eye.
Yeah.
Everything alright?
Yeah. Just sorting some time controls.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, looking very Invul favored this early game.
Good.
Don't know how much of that is the anger that we mentioned, but but yeah, Invul definitely coming out swinging to start this game 2 off. And Loftition now diving forward on to Invulnerables, and Lee Sin is in the area, but Distortion going to carry Loftition away from the Sonic Wave and out to safety. Going back forwards now onto the Kassadin, chunked down very low as Hellman going to continue to poke away at Elonomics. And that early kill that went away of Elonomics has not translated into much, if anything, in terms of pressure for the Karolinerna bot lane.
No. But like we said, with the Ignite used early, the kill pressure just is not quite as high.
Mama waiting in the wings in the mid lane could look on to Utmanara. No flash still on that Kassadin. If Loftition can connect the chain, that could be a very dead Void Man.
Elonomics, though, is waiting as well.
And we do see Clubbarn starting to clear towards the mid lane as well. Mama just going to walk up now, help Loftition crash the wave into the turret, and potentially look to roam from the mid lane.
Yeah. 3 in the mid lane right now as well.
As Evil Eye going to dive onto Falio, but that's not a trade you're winning at the moment, man. Gonna get chunked out. Falio even gonna look for the dive. Gonna find the solo bolo. Evil Eye biting off more than he could chew and not really seeing that one coming.
Yeah. And looks to be a dragon started up as well.
I mean, Invul. It is all Invul all the time. They want full control of the map. They are keeping their foot pressed down to the floor, pedal to the medal.
A huge trade by
Loftition
as well.
Really trying to accelerate a lead in this early game.
A huge trade by Loftition in the mid lane means Utmanara cannot get down to help the dragon, help fight against the dragon, and that's a very early dragon taken.
Yep, Invul gonna be picking that one up. And a very, very good start, really, for Invul compared to game 1. 4-1, up in kills, got the first dragon as well. Just seemed to be a lot more switched on in this second game than they were in game 1.
Definitely more focused, for sure.
And I do actually have a little bit of intel from one of the other games going on this evening. So the Lundqvist, I believe it was the Lundqvist Darkside series versus Blade Dance.
Yeah.
Lundqvist Darkside did achieve a 2-0 in that series versus Blade Dance. So Invul needing to grab both points here that remain available, win both of these last 2 games to secure first seed.
There we go. The pressure is on Invul then.
Obviously the players not knowing that, but just something interesting to discuss and mention on the stream, I think.
Definitely. But you look at how strong Falio is at this point compared to where he was last game.
In game 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, big CS lead starting to form in that top lane as well, actually.
Yeah. And this is a 0-3 Poppy already. Evil Eye
Evil Eye is just...
yeah, not able to do anything against the power.
Loftition even trading well in the mid lane onto this level 6 Kassadin, who now has the Rift Walk available, but the ability to recast one of the 3 basic abilities on LeBlanc really coming dividends for Loftition.
And that will be Rift Herald started up. You can hear it start.
Yeah, Mama in the area, Loftition roaming up after getting that push in the mid side. And should be relatively easy to secure. Hellman going to sacrifice some CS here in the bot lane and a couple of plates as a result, but the plate's going to be shared, so not even focused on to Mwenzi.
Yeah.
Evil Eye might be at risk of being dove here. Mama and Loftition both roaming up into the area, looping around behind him, and Evil Eye. I've seen this movie before. Evil Eye is going to be going down. The Eye of Sauron has been vanquished. Mordor is defeated. And the turret's going to drop as well. Herald is called as Hellman flashes away from the Bard Ultimate Magic Journey, going to carry him away. And the Mega Inferno Bomb to clear out the wave, keeping the turret alive. First turret dies in the top side for Invul, but it is an insect back on Hellman from Clubbarn, forcing him back towards his turret. True Shot Barrage is going to connect, and it's another kill picked up by Elonomics. Not the person you want to see these kills going over to.
No. Uzmarin taking a bad trade in the mid lane as well. And a second turret.
Loftition really doing some work. But yeah, 2 turrets in trade for a kill onto Hellman. You're going to call worth on that one if you are Invul.
Yeah. And just looking at the gold there, 17.5 to 15. Yeah. 2.5k gold lead pre-10 minutes.
Really, really wanting to push this early tempo. Utmanara, you're a bit brave sticking around, my friend. If that chain had connected, I think Loftition would have gone in for the kill.
And that's a lot of pressure now for the top lane of Invul.
Yeah, definitely. Falio really being allowed to go where he pleases in this draft, or in this game even.
Yeah. We'll take this back, and I think we'll probably be able to get a full have a full item.
You would imagine the full Sunfire Aegis will
Yeah.
be completed here, yeah.
And
it is, yeah.
a Divine Sundera picked up for the Viego.
Yonsene. Oh, yeah. Jonsene's Viego. I'm imagining that's the tankier Viego build, where he's going to go Divine Sundera into, like, Sterax.
Yeah, Sterax.
I think.
Yeah.
I think that's the build that people go.
Maybe it will be Blade of the Ruin King for second.
Yeah,
item,
could
though.
be. Could be. We do see the dagger, so that would allude to a Blade of the Ruin King.
Yeah,
Unless he's going for the Berserker's Greaves, but
potentially.
I don't know what Viego builds really.
I mean, I still think Blade of the Ruin King. It was literally his item, his own sword.
It's his passive.
Yeah, it's his own passive. It's quite a good one to build.
Yes, definitely. But I'm looking forward to seeing what the Ziggs does. I always get happy when I see a Ziggs in the game.
Just like
Because... Huh?
Just another little lore joke.
I just like explosions.
Yeah.
You know, so like
Hellman at
Ziggs
risk.
just does it for me. Sonic Wave going to connect, Resonating Strike comes through as well, but the bounce away on that Satchel Charge, and now it's Clubbarn who's overextended. The Mega Inferno Bomb sets Jonsene up for the dunk, finds the kill onto the Lee Sin. Jungler removed, Dragon is spawned, so Invul really in a good position here. The chain's connecting onto Utmanaren, and it's a pretty even trade so far in the mid lane, but Invul going to go even deeper. The Heartbreaker over the wall onto the Bard. Elonomics going to be taken out after the invulnerability expires. Dragon is there for the taking. The Magical Journey going to take Invul over the wall. The Satchel Charge likely going to pick up this turret in the bot lane as well for Hellman. No. Are they going to be able to chunk it down low enough so that Hellman can finish it off? But Loftician diving onto Utmanaren. Falio now in the mid lane. And Falio is going for the Cassidin. I'm expecting the Rift Walk to take Utmanaren to safety, but no, there's so much movement speed coming through from the Mundo. The flash and then the Rift Walk. Flash over from Falio. One more briefcase will probably pick this kill up, but no, Falio's not going to be able to find it. Forcing Utmanaren back as Mama now being jumped on the bot lane by Clubbarn. And Mama's just going to be able to flash himself away to safety. Lots of action all over the place. Invul coming out swinging. Just trying to accelerate the game as much as they can.
Yeah.
And I'm all here for it.
Yeah, and with 2 turrets down in the top lane and decent amount of damage to the bot lane turret particularly, Invul are pretty happy with their situation right now, you would imagine.
You'd hope so, yeah. You would hope so.
And that's without even mentioning the 2 dragons at 13 minutes.
Yeah, that's before we discuss those dragons. Yeah, Invul really setting themselves up for some kind of success. They're really looking strong with the Infernal Soul on the Rift as well to potentially force an early Infernal Soul. Another turret going to drop here in the bot lane for Falio, you'd imagine. The Demolish proc coming through. So much health already on that Mundo. It might not quite be the full turret, but it's going to be a lot of the plating.
Yeah, that's
just going to further extend the gold lead that Invul possessed. The Bardock going to come through in the mid lane though. Hellman is stunned up, but is going to be able to flash himself away. The Satchel Charge carrying the Ziggs to safety. The Mega Inferno Bomb on to Utmanaren's head, going to chunk the Cassidin down to about 50%. Solar Flare going to go wide. Jonsene now joining the fight, and Clubbarn, the lowest HP member of either side. Not actually terrible. It was forced onto Invul, and a very nice disengage coming through.
And Clubbarn's just not able to get any of his own jungle.
Yeah, Clubbarn really not being allowed to play the game today, in this game too.
Yeah.
Interesting. So we see the Leeching Leer on Utmanaren. So is that going to be a, what's the item called? Riftmaker Cassidin?
I would imagine so. And I don't think that's a bad pickup when you're
I don't think it's terrible either.
Against a Mundo and a LeBlanc, you want to be able to survive up.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
he's very close to that level 11. He's definitely starting to scale into the game eventually now. He has a pretty hefty CS lead as well onto Loftician.
Yes,
So definitely doing well.
Is being put under quite a lot of pressure though, and Invul are stretching an advantage, which is only going to be favourable for them. Falio now going to look to chase down Mienzi, diving the Ezreal under the turret. A lot of damage coming through. onto the Mundo. Not quite going to be enough to take him out, though. Loftition going onto Evil Eye here. Big damage from the LeBlanc, actually, into what you would have imagined is a tank, but never mind. Evil Eye has the Divine Sunderer. Says, no, I've had enough of being slapped around in this lane. I want to turn the damage around onto you, as Karolinerna focusing on to the Rift Herald here.
Yeah.
Club aren't going to look to pick that one up as Yonseni is threatening Muyenzi in the bot lane. You're not going to be able to find anything onto the Ezreal as the turret falls in the top side for Poppy. Going to give Karolinerna some much needed gold and a little bit of alleviation in the pressure.
Yeah. And Rift Herald does fall. But it will be a turret for a turret, I think.
It's not quite as high a value Rift Herald as the first one, obviously with no platings being available, and it is going to be a kill traded, and the turret shall fall as well. But yeah, not as valuable of a Rift Herald as the first one. Obviously, no turret plates. But extra damage on a tower, never.
Yeah. And Viego, this is a 5-0 Viego right now, and it almost certainly is going to extend. Look how strong he is at the moment.
Just grabs a full Phage. I am very, very scared for Karolinerna if they can't lock down Yonseni in these team fights.
Yeah. And also to note, Mundo with a full Thornmail purchase there as well. Ninja Tabai's Thornmail and Sunfire Cape.
Yeah, Kassadin at the moment is the only person who's allowed to damage Falio. Riftmaker is completed though for Utmanaran, which is quite a big pickup actually.
Yeah.
For the Kassadin. But he is currently the only person who's allowed to damage Falio.
Yeah. And despite being pressured quite a lot, he's able to CS quite effectively into Loftition, and that does show, a big CS lead there. But the third dragon has spawned, and
You do also have to remember though, and I know we're about to see a fight, but you do have to remember with the CS in the mid lane, Loftition was forcing a lot of these roaming plays.
Yeah, that's true. And it looks to be Rift Herald might be plonked down by Clubon in the top lane.
Answering back those top lane towers.
Yeah.
But Invul grab that third dragon. Soul point now for them. That's going to be a lot of extra pressure onto those Karolinerna members. I don't think the top turret is actually going to fall.
Not
either.
Quite.
Which is pretty huge.
The Mega Inferno bomb and the pressure of Falio, just enough there.
Which is actually pretty huge for Invul, keeping that tower alive.
Yonseni being so bold there, taking another.
But I'm pretty sure he wins almost any 1v1 possible. As Hellman and Loftish are going to dive onto Utmanaran. Not sure if they're going to quite find the kill as the Discord stream throws no. Utmanaran escaping on a sliver. Mega Inferno bomb not available, so Hellman not quite able to drop that on the Kassadin's head.
The Bard heal was just enough, I think, there. But
As bot lane outer turret going to fall to Evil Eye. Muyenzi gonna get just destroyed in the mid lane as mid lane outer is gonna fall. Mid lane inner under threat now as well. The Ziggs is in the area. The satchel charge is available. So if that turret drops below 25%, it is gonna fall, and they are going to be able to find it. So 2 more towers for Invul.
Yeah. And 5 turrets to 2, 5k goal difference now.
But there was this kind of a lead for Invul in game 1, and we saw how that game did end. So there's no point getting too far ahead of ourselves thinking that the game is going to go one way, because it could very swiftly go the other. We are now just about a minute away from the Baron Nashor entering onto the Rift.
Yeah, and just under 3 minutes away from a soul point, potentially.
Yes, potential soul point here for Invul. If that Infernal Soul is secured on the first time of asking, it would, with the current gold lead, put K5 White in a very difficult position.
Yeah. 90 minutes 55. It is about time for Baron Nashor to spawn, as we see it. move on to the rift.
Yeah,
There we
Jonsson
go.
moving swiftly up towards that top side, just in case of an early rush. A desperation Baron, as it were.
But neither team
no.
are going to pressure.
Yeah, and I can't say I'm surprised, honestly. It's a bit weird right now with the two mages on the side of Invul. I know obviously you have the LeBlanc, who's more of an assassin than a mage. With the two mages, obviously you do have the Leandri, so you do have decent Baron damage, and the Viego makes up for it as well. As Utmanarin is just bound way too far forward in the bot lane. Hellman going to get away from the Bard ult as well, keeps himself alive with the satchel charge. Not quite sure why Utmanarin was so far up there when there was no pressure anywhere else on the map for Karolinerna.
Yeah, there we go. And the Bard ult going wide meant that I think it was Hellman who was the target, just could walk away. And
yeah, just able to get himself out to safety with that satchel charge, keeping himself alive.
And this just that death lets Invul have so much free time and pressure around the map.
Getting that vision, and now with a minute until Soul Point comes up, Invul able to get a lot of vision in this bot side river. If you are Karolinerna right now, Judgy, do you trade away Soul Point for Baron? Do you give Invul the Infernal Soul to take Baron for yourself?
A permanent buff versus one that isn't is my answer. You should never be giving away Soul Point for Baron. Falio with a huge TP.
Oh, massive flank for Falio in 1 versus 5, I think that is. Maybe 1v4. But the rest of Invul going to be collapsing down onto the fight. Falio chunked out to about 50% HP. The Solar Flare comes down, but Marmot going to fall to Evil Eye. Utmanarin diving forward as well with a lot of damage on those Riftwalks. Mienzi sniping out Loftition with the True Shot Barrage. And this is a very big fight for Karolinerna just before the Dragon comes onto the Rift.
Potentially too aggressive.
Yeah, a little bit over-aggressive there from Invul. Falio leading the charge, but being able to survive just because of how damn tanky Mundo will become. Evil Eye going to get chunked out a little bit by the Hexplosive Minefield from the Ziggs. And it looks like it's just going to be a Karolinerna Dragon. Is there any TPs on Invul? Loftition does have it available. Is up in about 4 seconds. I was looking towards that top wave in case anyone was looking to teleport and
try and
sneak away an inhib tower.
Yeah, that I have to admit, I am surprised by Invul there. I think that was quite a rash decision. I have to say by Invul there.
Yeah, I don't think you need to be taking that kind of a risk just before your Soul Point spawns.
Yeah, because
now you've just given another 5 minutes for Kassadin and Ezreal to scale.
Yeah, and you kind of think, right, well, in 5 minutes, Utamarin may be on that level 16. Or approximately on the cusp of it at the very least.
Yeah, we're very, very close to it.
And Utamarin and Oenze are both on 201 farm, doing very well for themselves realistically.
Ullman, though, on 250.
Yeah. Yeah, he may be behind in kills, but he is really trying to make up for it with that CS lead. And now all of that vision will be looking up in the top lane.
Solar Flare dropped onto Elonomics. The Zenith Blade going to connect as well. And Elonomics is not long for this world. His heart is going to be broken. The Ruined King's sword shoved through his chest. And the Baron is now started up by Invul. Falio and Helman going to start this one off. Jonsson diving over the wall as well. And I'm not sure how well Karolinerna are going to be able to defend this. Clubbarn in the area, eats a cleaver to the face, is going to be now chased off by Marma, but Utmanarin going to look to come round onto this as well. Teleport is channeled into the pit, and the collapse onto Clubbarn is what's going to come through. Marma now looking with Hellman onto the Lee Sin. As the Poppy going to find Hellman actually on the backside of the fight. Disengaging with that hammer, shooting, I believe, Jonsson well away from the fight. Marma now getting chunked out as well by Evil Eye. To escape the fight on a sliver of HP, but no, it is going to fall. Utmanarin does go down to Jonsson though, and the Viego is able to start transforming. The Kassadin has scaled, and now Jonsson gets to take that power. The Sterak's gauge popped though, and Jonsson falls Invul seem to be falling apart a little bit as this game reaches the team fight stage.
I'm really shocked. I have this. This is not what I expected at all. Invul was so far ahead, 10-2, just a couple of minutes ago, and really surrendering their lead. I'm not sure quite what's happening in these fights, but they just don't seem to be able to connect the damage onto the right targets.
Not quite going to get jumped on by Evil Eye. Evil Eye looking for the pick, but not quite able to find LeBlanc. Too much mobility for Loftition.
Yeah. Also a huge shutdown. Who did the
I believe it went over to the Ezreal.
Yeah. So that was a lot of gold. 1,000 gold for a single kill. Goes to that Ezreal there.
Very, very massive in terms of closing up that gold lead. Down to just around 3k now.
Yeah. I was up to about 6k, I think, at its peak.
But Infernal Soul Part 2, in a minute and a half, Invul potentially able to claim that one for themselves. Baron's still alive. And I'll ask you again, now that K5 have picked up one Infernal Drake, is there ever a world where they can give over Infernal Soul for Baron?
I mean, at this point, I really wouldn't, because they are winning team fights. They can just go, like, they can just set up around the dragon and win.
But my reasoning, as we see a teleport coming in onto the top side, Utmanaren going to join this fight. Evil Eye and Utmanaren trying to cut down onto Falio the Mundo, healing himself up as much as he can and surviving quite a while. Might actually be able to turn around hit onto Utmanaren. No. Just about taken down by Evil Eye, as two more members of Karolinerna join the rest of their teammates on this top side. Hellman trying to push in this mid lane, and Loftition on the bot side doesn't have the teleport though for Loftition, so can't join these fights.
Yeah. When Falio does respawn, he will have teleport, so will be able to fight around.
Dragon is spawning in about 30 seconds though.
Yeah.
And I believe Falio will be alive in time.
Yeah.
As we see a teleport from Hellman into the mid lane from base, just to secure that mid lane pressure.
This Ezreal is really starting to hurt though.
Yeah. You begin to get the feeling as well, this fight here, I know it's only a second Drake for Karolinerna, but this fight here really could have massive implications for the rest of this game, as we see Evil Eye jumped on by 4 members of Invul. The Poppy not going to be able to be saved by the Bard ultimate. Hellman being able to grab the shutdown there, and that's really, really huge. The front line for Karolinerna no longer available for the fight. Elonomics chunked out to about 50% as well. True Shot Barrage rattles through, taking Armor down to 25%, as Utmanaren is going to dive and poke forward. Who is going to be able to pick up this dragon? The junglers, both 900 on the smite. Mega Inferno Bomb is huge though! Mienzi taken out in the blast, although Clubban is going to look for the steal. Can Invul dissuade this? Loftition going to dive onto him. The Solar Flare, locking him up. Safeguards over the wall. Resonating Strike over to the Krugs as well. Dragon and the Soul going over to Invul, and now it's just Clubban running for his life. Is he going to be able to get away? I don't think so. No. Loftition, oh no, does get the kill thanks to the turret.
And now that's a Lee Sin down, no jungler.
That's going to be Baron, no AD carry either.
Yeah. And you can't imagine, although to be fair, Moenze does have teleport and is up now.
Well, I don't know. The Invul have a lot of damage on this. This is dropping very, very quickly. 50% HP remaining on the Baron.
Yeah,
I don't think Karolinerna are going to contest. Invul take the Soul. Invul take the Baron. And we talked about them starting to fall off once we entered the teamfight phase. That is definitely the right way to respond to losing a teamfight. Come back in the next one. Find the poke. Find the picks. Soul acquired. That Infernal Soul is going to make things a lot easier executing going forward.
Yeah. I mean, the Ziggs particularly, and the LeBlanc, having an Infernal Dragon just means your poke and your engage.
It's basically, for the LeBlanc, it's like having a second Electrocute.
Yeah.
And for the Ziggs, it's like having a second Comet.
Yeah.
Basically.
Also thinking about it, the Viego is just able to, means he's able to secure those kills a lot more effectively with Heartbreaker, potentially.
Yes, definitely. Just adds a little bit of an extra pop of damage. As Falio now shoving up this bot lane into Evil Eye. Evil Eye actually having a hull breaker. Something I only just noticed.
Yep. But that turret goes down to the satchel charge of Ziggs.
That 25% HP threshold for Hellman proving very, very useful. The Demolitionist himself. Everyone used to talk about Tristana as the best bot lane champion to kill towers. Ziggs is back. He is alive and kicking and blowing up all of the turrets.
I think at this point it's actually up to 30% now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he will have probably put some points into it.
All I know is it's 25% at level 1, and I just go off that.
Yeah, I think it goes up about 1.5% each level put in it.
Okay. The more you know, huh?
Yeah.
But Invul, 2 inhibitors taken. Not sure if they've quite got enough to finish the game here without a team fight, as we do see the Bard ultimate come down on to 3, and we are going to see a fight ensue. First Nexus turret does fall, as does
Yonseni, though, with the Heartbreaker.
Yonseni's going huge in the backline. He finds Utmanarum, but is going to get himself taken down by Muyenzi. Evil Eye looking for Loftition, but the LeBlanc is just way too mobile. Poppy not able to lock her down for long enough, as Loftition picks that one up 3 for 1 for Invul. Invul take the fight. Invul take the inhibs. Second Nexus turret going to fall, and this series is getting equalized at 1-1.
Yeah, as the game finishes at 31 minutes.